It's never easy. But you already knew that.
We have a lot of grit, we have a lot of intensity. We're going to come out and keep on firing.
And the Bruins go back to back.
No love? So what? You'll thrive and survive.
Now that we're here, let's just go do it because we have nothing to lose.
What happens now is all that matters.
We need to get after it and fight for our lives.
Let's go!
One loss, but the dream still lives.
Welcome to the NCAA Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. The second game of our Friday doubleheader. And in the first, the defending champions continued their run as Texas and Tegan Cavan ended the Cinderella run of Mississippi State. First home run of the season for Kaya Altmaier was rather timely. The Longhorns, defending champions, keep their hopes alive to go back-to-back in a 4-0 win. So 8 teams entered, 7 remain. We'll be down to 6 after today. Texas Tech, Tennessee, Nebraska, Alabama are 1-0 games, a winner's bracket tomorrow. And the winner of this game to Sunday night, the loser is going home. Hey everybody, Kevin Brown, 2-time All-American, Amanda Scarborough with Alyssa Lang down on the field later. It's another fabulous matchup at the World Series, but it has to be the end of the line. For the UCLA, a 12-time champ, or Arkansas, a first-timer. One thing we may not know for certain, but close to certain, this will be, in a historic year, a slugfest.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see a big offensive game tonight with the offensive year that Arkansas has had at the plate, getting a collective effort 1 through 9. And then, of course, you can't talk about offense this year without talking about UCLA and what they've done, relying on a couple of seniors that have paved the way. Riley Slim got it done with the long ball in a 3-run inning, and Megan Grant, they hit back-to-back home runs and put up a crooked number against Alabama, but those were the only runs that they put up against Alabama. So in order for UCLA to come in and eat Arkansas, they're going to continue to need to do more of this. It's what they've done all year long, hitting over 200 home runs, scoring over 650 runs. This is a prolific offense led by a couple of seniors, Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery, 2 of the best to ever do it.
A single-season home run record for Grant, number 41 yesterday, and Woolery the second most RBIs in a single season. If any team can match them this postseason in terms of offensive productivity, it is Arkansas, a senior-laden team, as deep and balanced a lineup as there is in the field.
Yeah, last year when you think about Arkansas's offense, they really relied on a couple of key power hitters in Courtney Day and Bree Ellis. This year, it is a true collective effort, and it is what has helped get them here. In the NCAA tournament, they are averaging 9 runs per game with 5 run rules in regionals and super regionals. This team knows how to put up big numbers as well. So this is why I think it is going to be a high-scoring game that we have here tonight, because 1 through 9 in the Arkansas lineup, they can beat you in a lot of different ways, and it's why in terms of their Arkansas program, a lot of record set batting average, on-base percentage, doubles, and runs. This Arkansas team also knows how to score in just a different way than UCLA.
The 30th season of Arkansas softball, its first trip to the World Series. UCLA, more World Series appearances as there have been, or than there have been, Arkansas softball seasons. None of that history matters right now. Will it be all about offense, or can the pitchers get a leg up on the Bruin Bombers of Grant and Woolery and the All-American Ella McDowell for Arkansas? First pitch, Bruins and Razorbacks next. The highest scoring offense in softball history. The UCLA starting lineup brought to you by Capital One, a historic 202 home runs. There they are from Riley Slim, 17, down to Jolita Lamar's 13 in the 9th spot. 8 of the 9 Bruin starters with at least 13, and Megan Grant with a historic 41 home run season. Number 41 yesterday off Jocelyn Brisky. Today it'll be Peyton Burnham, the sophomore, who gets her first World Series start, who will try somehow, some way to slow the Bruins down. Burnham, a 1.90 ERA, in against Riley Slim. And away we go, the nightcap. Our Elimination Friday doubleheader, a day off for the winner and a whole lot of days off for the loser. 8:43 local, our first pitch to Riley Slim as Burnham delivers strike one.
Peyton Burnham did a great job in the 10-inning game last night. We got to see Robin Heron, the lefty, the All-American, the senior, for pitch for Arkansas against Nebraska.
And Slim shoots one to short. A short hop pick by Italia Rijo. And a quick first out for Burnham in front of Megan Grant. She will be playing professionally in the AUSL, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, in a couple of weeks. But this could be it. Could be the final night in Bruin colors for the senior from San Bruno, who takes the first pitch right in there for strike one. The most home runs in a single season in Division I history. Tied the all-time UCLA record of Stacy Newman last night with 90 career. And Grant with a shallow fly ball to left center, tracked down by the shortstop Rijo. Grant has homered. She's also popped out to short the other 3 times at this World Series.
Well, you'll notice that Arkansas's defense, they have one of the best defenses in the country. They will play a lot of defensive shifts and different defensive alignments. They have a lot of information on these seniors, Grant and Woolery.
Batting back-to-back for the 193rd time in their historic careers. Ball. First pitch low to Woolery. It's an 80-degree night. And there is Kaylee Wyckoff with her heels just a couple of clicks in front of the warning track. Vega Johnson in center. And Brindley Bain in right. And a ground ball to short. A busy inning for Rijo and a 7-pitch inning for Peyton Burnham against these 3 All-Americans. Arkansas to the bats next.
Deal. The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The Big Ten and the SEC on this Friday night, and here is the Arkansas Razorback starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. So much balance in this lineup, and it was Kaylee Wyckoff down in the 8th spot with a big hit yesterday, a 2-run home run off of Nebraska ace Jordy Fromm. The Razorbacks, the highest scoring team in school history, 7.6 runs per game, 11th best in Division I. They'll face the former All-American Amanda Taylor Tinsley, who has been the ultimate workhorse for UCLA.
Well, she at this point is used to getting the ball just about every game here down the stretch, and here in the NCAA tournament with the season on the line, her career on the line, pitching as a senior and being the ace of the staff and the absolute best and sometimes only option for UCLA.
Going to face the all-time Arkansas hits leader Reagan Johnson to start it. Johnson takes a strike. Tinsley working with the lefty Alexis Ramirez behind the plate. Reagan had a couple of hits last night. Three-time All-SEC player, a senior from Texas. They pinch her in the infield as Johnson slaps a ball foul.
Look how tight everybody is. Kanaya Bragg over at second base, Garcia at shortstop, Alejandre playing halfway up the line. This is about to get really fun, because what Reagan Johnson wants to do is try to hit the ball on the left side of the infield, and Alejandre and Garcia play so well next to each other on the left side.
Tinsley's 0-2. Ball. Johnson, Brindley Bain, and Ella McDowell. It's a senior, then a freshman, and a sophomore. Reagan Johnson is one of 6 seniors in this lineup, though Italia Rijo has another year of eligibility left. So 5 of the 9 starters for Arkansas will end their careers here at the World Series. Ball. And Reagan will take up and in for ball 2.
When you look at Reagan Johnson's stats, 4 doubles and just 1 triple, no home runs. And so you see how shallow the outfield is playing, how pulled in the infield is against her. All because of her track-like speed down the line.
Johnson flips one towards shallow left in foul territory, and it will land. Alina Garcia, the shortstop, seemed to pull up at the last moment.
Yeah, and so did Riley Slim. What it looked like to me, they both thought that each other were going to get it. Riley Slim, I think, has so much respect for Alina Garcia and the ground that she can cover that she gave way to Garcia. Great shortstop, really young. Good to have her back at UCLA after she had to miss last year at shortstop because of an injury.
6 pitch to start the game for Johnson. Slapped out of play again. Yep. Arkansas 47-12, and none of those 12 losses have come in succession. The Razorbacks have not lost back-to-back games since last season. Johnson down swinging, and a good start for Taylor Tinsley.
Taylor Tinsley is going to come with her curveball as well as her rise ball. That rise ball will jump up in the zone, and then she'll bring her changeup down the zone that serves as just a vertical down movement to complement the rise ball that she'll throw. That was a great looking drop ball that she got Reagan Johnson on. Tell you what, one thing about Taylor Tinsley, she has a lot of different tools. Some pitchers rely on just a 2-pitch mix or a 3-pitch mix. For Taylor Tinsley, each one of the pitches that she throws, curve, rise, drop, changeup, she can throw those pitches in any count. A lot of confidence in all of her pitches to go deep into this game.
But the distance yesterday gave up 6 to Alabama as she misses to Brindley Bain. And her head coach, Kelly Inouye Perez, said, "I wish I could have called a better game for Taylor. I'll own both those balls that were hit for home runs, the 2 big homers late." 2-0 from Tinsley to the very patient freshman, and that is a strike. Brindley Bain, an on-base machine, 364. But an on-base percentage of .524. Very tough to strike out. Ball. And a 3-1 count to her here. Matt Dial, the plate umpire, had that one correctly down and away. No freshman in the country has reached base at a higher clip. And the player who was Miss Tennessee softball a year ago. Changeup floats in there on a 3-1 count.
You know a pitcher likes her changeup when she's throwing it in a 3-1 count. So much belief in that pitch for Taylor Tinsley. She can throw it through the zone. She can get you to chase it out of the zone.
If you're going to throw it 3-1,
why not throw it again?
Went to the harder stuff instead, and a fly ball to left. Riley Slim has the second out. Well, the first 5 batters of this expected slugfest have been retired, and we'll see if Ella McDowell can change that. A sophomore who drove in the go-ahead run in the 8th inning yesterday before Nebraska answered with a Hannah Core homer and then won it with an Ava Kuzak walk-off home run in the 10th. Razorbacks were 2 outs away from victory in their World Series debut. And a strike to start McDowell, who's now driven in a run in a career-high tying 5 consecutive games. One of 2 first-team All-American Razorbacks this year.
Ball.
We really saw Ella McDowell have a superb game defensively yesterday. All SEC defensive team. Has some power, has a very good eye, and an excellent glove. One of the better all-around players at the World Series.
Ball.
Well, and I think the thing about Ella McDowell and her mindset, she's just a very determined player. You can see it with the way that she plays defense. You can see it with her clutch at bats, and I guarantee it's why they put her in the 3-hole, because she is such a gamer, so poised for an underclassman.
McDowell to the left side, and a line drive caught by Garcia at short. Perfect first innings for Burnham and Tinsley.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, an elimination game between UCLA and Arkansas. I caught up with third baseman for the Razorbacks, Ella McDowell, earlier today, and I asked her what the last 24 hours have looked like. She said, we ate dinner together as a team about 12:30 a.m. last night. She said, we all felt so many emotions in that 10-inning loss that we wanted to stay together and make sure the vibes were staying high. I said, how are you guys going to approach this one? Backs against the wall here in Oklahoma City. She said, no matter what the stage is, we are going to fight together because that's what Razorbacks do. And Kev?
Well, listen, here's a deep drive to center, and Alina Garcia has just put a jolt into those Razorbacks. A first pitch swing for the redshirt freshman Garcia. Home run number 204 for UCLA, and the Bruins strike first on Friday night.
UCLA can score fast, they can score early, and they can score often because of the long ball. Lena Garcia getting a pitch early in the count. The first pitch that she sees, on time with it, gets all of it. There's so much. We talk about her at shortstop, but to have a glove like she has and to swing the bat like she has swung it in her redshirt freshman year, she is going to be a star for UCLA. She already is, but she's going to go down, I think, as one of the best when it's all said and done.
And it's a bubble party in the Bruin dugout. By the way, they're hitting so many home runs, they gave one more. It's only a mere 203 right now for UCLA, as this ball is grounded to third by Brie Alejandre for the out. 22 home runs for Garcia, the fourth Bruin with 22 or more in the lineup this year. And 5 of those 22 have come in a ridiculous run here in the postseason.
Yeah, when they round third base after a home run or when the pitchers get a strikeout, Lisa Fernandez, the third base coach at UCLA, gives them a Lego piece that this one was caught. I think Megan Grant missed hers yesterday. Not sure if Riley Slim caught hers, but that is the UCLA way this year. It used to be Jolly Ranchers, but this year it is Lego pieces, and they continue to build something inside the dugout, Lego by Lego, trying to make it as big as they can.
Well, Kanaya Bragg, who left yesterday's game briefly with a right lower leg injury, just got hit in the left leg, so maybe that'll even it out as Bragg walks slowly down to first on a Peyton Burnham hit by pitch. Bragg a season ago was hit a ton, set the UCLA single season record, hit 21 times, and right after a hit by pitch here, a tradition at the World Series, the family of the home run hitter gets the home run ball, and the Garcia family is fired up as Alina goes deep here in Oklahoma City for the first time. Nothing quite like seeing moms and dads and family members get the ball.
Ball.
A lifetime keepsake. And there have been a lot of them already. 13 home runs at this World Series by 13 different players. Junior Alexis Ramirez with a tapper foul for strike 2.
Well, it's important to know that Peyton Burnham is a more pitch to contact type pitcher. She's not going to get a lot of strikeouts, but she does get a lot of soft contact, this great infield that plays behind her, a lot of ground balls, a lot of weak fly balls off the bat against her usually.
Smoke to left, that ball is right inside the line and fair for Ramirez. Played well by Wyckoff in the corner. Bragg can only advance a base. It's first and second, one out, as the Bruins have 3 base runners out of 4 hitters in a second.
Just kind of feels like early UCLA is on a mission. Ramirez went up to get that pitch. It barely lands fair, but barely is enough. 69 miles an hour off the bat. That was a rise ball that they tried to go up and in on her hands, and Ramirez just was able to get her barrel there. Oftentimes you'll see Burnham work down, but that rise ball Ramirez was clearly looking for.
Ramirez, the number 7 hitter, at .396 with a .475 on base percentage. Numbers you'd expect from a 2 or 3 or 4 hitter up and down the lineup.
Ball.
And here's Sujin Berry, who cracked this lineup a little bit later this year. Transfer from Iowa. Who's gone 8 for 20 in the tournament with a double, 2 homers, and 2 walks. And there's already the feeling of a little Bruin magic in the stands. A program that knows this place better than anybody. Record 34th appearance at the World Series. Berry to left field. Got her barrel to it. Got it over the wall. A sweet swing for a 3-run shot the opposite way. Sujin Berry and UCLA are rolling in the second. There's number 204, and the Bruins have 2 homers in the inning off Burnham.
And there is just a different look in these hitters' eyes today. When they're crossing home plate, when they are locked into pitches and on time like this, they are not getting fooled right now by anything in this second inning. After a 3-up, 3-down first inning by Burnham against Grant and Woolery mixed in there, UCLA is showing up and swinging big, putting their best swings on these pitches, and Peyton Burnham cannot figure out a way to get these hitters out right now.
And she's not going to get a chance to figure it out because Courtney Deifel is making an early move to the bullpen, and the freshman Sailor Timmerman is pressed into early action. Peyton Burnham only got 4 outs. She gives up 4 runs. Arkansas to the bullpen in the second. from anywhere. The 4 and the 8 hitters, Elena Garcia and Sujin Berry, have the Bruins up 4.
These swings are just, their barrels are getting on plane, whether it's a little bit up, a little bit down. They are just on time so far. Look at all these eyes. Look at these eyes and this intensity. This is an elimination game. They know it, and they know they need to score a lot of runs tonight in this elimination game. It's been the UCLA way.
The highest scoring team in Division I softball history, nearly 11 runs per game, and the 6'1" freshman from Wisconsin, Sailor Timmerman, will try to slow them down. Ball 1 to the 9-hitter, Jolina Lamar. Timmerman, a freshman, has pitched well in relief for Arkansas this season. Has only started 9 games. He's come out of the bullpen 19 times, and Courtney Deifel doesn't mind throwing her in to high leverage spots. And though it's the second inning, this is awfully high leverage here because UCLA could get this thing out of hand quickly.
They really can. And for a freshman pitching on this field for the first time against this offense, it's just not going to be easy for her to settle in. But she's going to have to find a way mentally to be able to command her pitches. She'll work up, she'll work down, really splits the zone, rise, drop. Those are her go-to pitches on both sides of the plate. And UCLA has had so much patience with their power this year at the plate.
Strike 2, Lamar. It's 3-1. Courtney Deifel, the 11th year Arkansas head coach, hoping this is not going to be a 2-and-out situation at the World Series. Strike 2 on Lamar, who got a piece.
Well, I think an opponent's worst fear against UCLA is getting into a slugfest with them, because really you're just not going to win that battle. If they're scoring like this, if they're scoring often and putting up home runs consistently, it's hard to outpace them because of how strong their offense has been this year. Truly the best offense that we've ever seen is by this UCLA team.
A walk out of the 9th spot for Lamar, and another home run ball delivery's on the way. The Berry family. The 4th home run for UCLA at these World Series.
So fun.
Riley Slim, leadoff hitter, bats for a 2nd time already. She is the 7th Bruin batter of the 2nd inning. Slim homered yesterday, her 17th of the year.
You think about the offense that UCLA has put together, and I think it personally started with this mindset that they have at the plate to score a lot of runs when 2 pitchers transferred out of their program in the offseason and got in the portal, Addison Fisher and Caitlin Terry. Because of that, Taylor Tinsley has had to take on a big load. We're seeing her get the start tonight, but it's hard to take on a big load with the offenses this year, so she's given up some runs. But UCLA has had this identity of putting up as many runs as possible with this offense and even setting all these records. And not just UCLA records, but Division I records, to be able to put up, what, almost 11 runs per game that they've averaged this season. It all started, I think, because they wanted to put up runs for Taylor Tinsley because those 2 pitchers left for the portal.
2-2 for Slim. Down and away, ball 3. Megan Grant and Jordan Willery waiting in the wings here. This is a fire at a frying pan situation rather quickly for Sailor Timmerman. Ball 4 in the dirt. 2 on, 1 out, and Megan Grant coming up as we go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, and with her, behind her in the on-deck circle will be her best friend since childhood, Jordan Willery. They call her the Bruin Bombers because of the numbers that they've put up together throughout their UCLA career. Talking to them about where they hit in the lineup back-to-back. At one point, Kelly Inouye Perez, tried to separate them in the lineup, and they went to her and they were like, Coach, you can't do that. You're messing with the universe. There's an energy here that you can't mess up. We have to hit back to back. Obviously, it's worked out pretty well for them in their careers.
They told us, Alyssa, that Kelly was, in their words, sitting down, jotting, doodling, doing whatever she does. Grant, fly ball, center field, 42 is in the bleachers. as are the rest of these mad bombing Bruins. And it's a second inning runaway. Kelly's got to be careful. Megan Grant might tackle her into the bench. Fired up after she extends the all-time record.
That is a pretty good pitcher's pitch. It's a half ball on the plate, and still Megan Grant, you could tell with the intensity after the home run was the intensity that she brought up to the plate with her getting her best swing off, watching it fly out of the ballpark like she has done 42 times this season.
With every home run, a new milestone. 68 in the last 2 years, tying the great Jocelyn Alo for the most in a 2-year span in Division I history. She is the first batter at this World Series with multiple home runs. 3 straight World Series games with a homer back to last year. And 3-0 for Woolery.
This is the UCLA offense that we are used to seeing. It's what we did not see last night against Alabama. We saw 2 home runs, back-to-back home runs in the 3rd inning against Jocelyn Brisky. And besides that, she put up a bunch of zeros.
Woolery on 3-0, feeling that green light confidence, and why not? With every ensuing swing, it sure makes what Jocelyn Brisky did look better and better, doesn't it?
You're absolutely right.
SEC Pitcher of the Year held him to 3. Ball 4, Woolery. Alina Garcia, who started this inning with a homer, is going to bat for the 2nd time with only 1 out.
That bottom half, get into the swing, and just an extension of essentially carrying that ball with her barrel out to center field. No doubter, nobody can get to that one. I just loved her mindset. And that's what sticks out to me about Megan Grant. Jordan Woolery, of course, loves it, her best friend, getting to watch all these home runs on deck this season. Both of them just having sensational senior seasons and in so much support of each other and her teammates, making sure they're pointing at home plate, because if you remember last year, she missed home plate and it was a whole thing. So both of the home runs this year, her teammates are being good teammates and reminding her to touch home plate this time.
We only want to say the words Appendix G in a humorous fashion. We don't want to have to go to the back of the rule book again today. Should be pretty easy to find the Grant family. You'd think they're used to this sort of thing. 4th home run of the World Series for Megan. Now here's Garcia. And there's ball 1 from Timmerman, who's now faced 4 batters, walked 3 and allowed a homer to the other. Get it to the Grants. By the way, that jersey number almost matches the home run total. We didn't know that Megan Grant picked 43 because she was going to hit 43, but she's 1 away from that, and she has just passed the Hall of Famer Stacy Newman for the all-time UCLA record. Newman hit 90 in the late 90s and early 2000s, part of an extraordinary career, and obviously the game was a lot different back then in terms of offense. But it's another milestone for Megan Grant. Three and 1 now to Garcia.
Well, and after that loss yesterday in the post-game presser, Kelly Inouye Perez said, we're just going to reset, recover, and get ready to compete. And that get ready to compete part you are seeing in full-fledged fashion here tonight.
There's a pop up to second. Garcia, who has homered in this inning, pops out, and finally, after 7 straight UCLA batters reach the 2nd out. A slowly unraveling nightmare inning for Courtney Deifel here. 7 runs, 2 outs, 3 homers. Alejandre skewers it foul.
So close to Lisa Fernandez. You know what has made these home runs hurt even more? are the free passes that have been on board. Hit by pitch, 3 walks.
And 3 of those 4 free passes have scored on the homers. Alejandre trying not to make 2 of the 3 outs in this inning.
Work down.
UCLA's first 3 home run game at the World Series since the 2019 Champ Series when they beat OU. That was a 3-homer game. This is a 3-homer inning.
Ball.
2-1.
And if you're Arkansas's pitchers right now on the Arkansas team, you are feeling really deflated right now with this inning. Just trying to find a way to get it out, trying to find a way to grab some momentum and confidence, but UCLA is making it hard.
There's a nice off-speed pitch for Timmerman, 2-2. Alejandre, a record breaker this year, the Big Ten freshman home run record with 24. Sierra Romero and Taryn Kern had 23 in their first seasons in Michigan and Indiana, respectively. And she chases and somehow gets a piece of that pitch. Great night for softball here, an 80-degree evening. Oh, it's feeling a lot better if you're wearing blue. Sailor Timmerman, who's thrown 28 pitches in relief this inning, needs a little more rosin. Woolery at first for a 2-2. Alejandre, the 11th batter of the inning. You know, for most of college softball history, you scored 5 in a game, you were in great shape. In every game of the tournament but yesterday, UCLA has had a 5-run inning. 7 here in the second. 3-2.
Well, and then yesterday we were looking at the situationals, and UCLA didn't even have an opportunity with runners in scoring position against Alabama yesterday. The first time all year with no opportunities with runners in scoring position.
They've had a couple this inning, and they're going to have another. 5 free passes in the inning, 4 walks and a hit batter. And it'll be Kanaya Bragg, the 3rd Bruin to bat for a 3rd time, and another pitching change. The 3rd Arkansas pitcher of the inning, as the All-American Robin Herron, who started and finished yesterday's game in a re-entry role, will come on and try to quell the madness. Well, Sunday afternoon, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. The WWE's Clash in Italy begins. The first hour live on ESPN, and you can stream the entire event on the ESPN app with an ESPN Unlimited plan. Unlimited feels like the word of the inning for UCLA. 7 runs, a 12th batter coming to the plate, a 3rd Arkansas pitcher. Courtney Deifold elected to go with Peyton Burnham, who has the best ERA on the staff. Probably hoping she'd bring Robin Herron into a much different spot than this in relief, but the All-American will try to rescue what's left of this second inning.
I'm just trying to limit the damage. I did not have it on my bingo card that we would see all 3 of the main pitchers for Arkansas in 1 inning with Burnham, Timmerman, and Herron. I was wondering who was going to get the start against this offense that seems to put up runs quickly, and it was Peyton Burnham, but Robin Herron has been the ace for a couple of years now, the lefty and All-American for the first time as a senior this year. I know Courtney Deifold is so proud of that. It's something that she's wanted for Herron.
Well, Jocelyn Brisky yesterday shut down UCLA by their standards. Complete game, 3 runs, no hits, 9 strikeouts. Bruins were 6 for 27 in the second inning tonight. They're 4 for 6, the first 7-run inning at the World Series since 2010 for UCLA. And Kanaya Bragg hit by a pitch.
Ball.
Will take up and in. And if folks are wondering why wait so long to go to Heron, Sailor Timmerman has been a very reliable reliever for them this year. Heron threw 5 innings yesterday.
Ball.
And she spins one high here for ball 2.
UCLA is just so patient. I mean, you can tell that they're locked in so many different ways by the takes that they're having on pitches that are just outside of the strike zone, by how on time they've been on these crushed home runs.
Remember when Peyton Burnham threw a 7-pitch 1-2-3 first inning?
Yeah, we do. Feels like 2 hours ago at this point.
Down to third base. A foul ball as called by the plate umpire Matt Dial, right near the bag. 2-2. The 7-pitch first inning. Over 40 here in the second inning. This will be the 49th pitch of the inning between 3 pitchers. And there will be a 50th. Woolery and Alejandre the runners. 2-2 for Bragg. Hit well to right field and off the top of the wall. That ball is ruled in play. The lights are going off though, and 2-run score. Lisa Fernandez is twirling her fingers to say home run. None of the umpires have ruled as such. You can understand the lighting folks here might have gotten a little trigger happy. They've been doing it all inning. And now the umpires try to sort this out. Lisa's saying, I know a home run when I see it. I've seen 205 this year. Chelsea Clark, the second base umpire, will come in. It's 9-0 at the moment.
On the field is that UCLA hit a double. They're challenging that ruling. The play is under review.
So to me, it just hit the top of the wall and bounced back in. And that would be a double if it hit the top of the wall and then hit the fence behind it. Let's see.
Looks like it just hit the wall.
To me, it looks like it just hit the wall.
Well, let's go to rules analyst Christy Cornwell. Christy, what are you seeing here?
So what they're going to be looking for is whether or not it hit something beyond the plane of the fence and then came back into play. What I'm seeing is that it hit the top of the cushion and ricocheted off the metal behind the cushion. That's just going to be a live ball.
So the metal behind the cushion, Christy, that would still be considered in play.
Yeah, the cushion depressed against the metal, so
Okay.
it's hitting the white of the top of the padding. So we're just going to have a live ball.
All right, Christy, thank you. So if that is the case, if that call's confirmed, it'll be 9-0 and a 2-run double for Bragg.
Well, and I'm wondering about the lights too, if that matters at all. You just don't normally see that. This light situation is a new thing for our sport.
UCLA and light situations have been a thing the last couple of years of the World Series, you may recall.
The call on the field is confirmed. UCLA has 1 challenge remaining in the game.
All right. There's the work for Chelsea Clark. We thank Christy for that. It's a measly little double for UCLA. When are they going to start hitting home runs again? There you had it right off the top of the padding. Looked very similar, actually, to the home run Bragg hit here at the World Series a year ago against Nyjah Kennedy. Very similar spot, except this one stayed in play. So the 13th batter of the inning is Ramirez.
Ball.
And she takes low. Every single Bruin batter has now scored a run in this inning. Isn't that something? All 9 have reached safely. All 9 have scored. toward the middle. Base hit, Ramirez. Bragg will come her on third and decide to think better of it. Limited by that right lower leg injury. She'll hold up at third. Ramirez is 2 for 2 in the inning.
Yeah, really, it's just good to see Kanaya Bragg getting the start again after coming out of the game yesterday. She did get the start. She was a game time decision. She is their everyday second baseman, has great range there. I feel like you could put her anywhere in the infield, but of course can swing a hot bat too. But this second inning has felt like a marathon for Arkansas. They're trying to get through.
Ball.
9 runs are tied for the second most in UCLA history in a single inning at the World Series. We're talking 150 games worth of history at the World Series. Sujin Berry's 5th home run of the year came in this inning. 3 of her 5 have come in the tournament. And Berry takes a strike.
Yeah, the ball is just, they're not missing. The ball is just coming off the bat with so much pace, high exit velocity. UCLA has, on average, one of the highest exit velocities for the entire year out of anybody in the country.
Ball.
Berry is the 5th Bruin to bat twice in this inning. The only solace for those of you keeping score is it's only the second inning. Otherwise, your scorebook's going to look like something out of the mind of Jackson Pollock. 2 and 2. Bragg and Ramirez aboard. And ball 3. I heard Matt Dial say he had it up. It was awfully close. No pity strike zone here for Matt Dial apparently on 3 and 2 now. Heron to Berry. Line foul.
And they're hitting different speeds and barreling it out. Change up, they're on time with that. 69, they're on time with that. Up, on time. Down, on time. They're just not missing. It almost feels like they know what's coming because they're so on time and on everything.
Strike 3. Mercifully for Arkansas. The Bruin monsoon of the second inning ends. It started with a solo shot from Alina Garcia. Yeah, 1 run, not that big a deal. Sujin Berry, though, went the other way for 3 more. And the chef, Megan Grant, with historic number 42. Part of the 9-run fun for the 12-time champs. Nobody's done it better than UCLA. Starting all the way back at the first World Series in 1982, back in the Omaha years. Sharon Backus and Sue Enquist and Kelly Inouye Perez, the three Bruin head coaches, leading to 12 titles, a landscape littered with the greats of the sport in every single decade. 2019, the last time UCLA brought home the hardware, and a program history mattered, and maybe it does matter tonight. This would be as lopsided as it gets. Arkansas's second game ever at the World Series. Only 150 games and 105 wins behind the UCLA Bruins. Only one of those 12 titles, Amanda, has seen UCLA lose the first game and then storm back to win it all. But hey, you never know. Win here, a day of rest, and with this offense, even with a limited pitching staff, anything feels possible for UCLA. Bragg will retire the cleanup hitter, Tiana Bell.
Well, it makes you think about how important a run rule and Taylor Tinsley throwing fewer innings is going to be if they want to make a run, and not just in this game, but it would help in the rest of the games that they play. So a 9-run lead here, and you know that UCLA is eyeing a run rule. So leading by 8 after 5. Wanted to add on to the run total that they have right now at 9, respecting Arkansas's offense and their ability to score 2, wanting to extend that lead to end this in 5.
And Lefty Ramirez comes out to chat with Taylor Tinsley. And let's not short Arkansas's offense here, because the Razorbacks made history as well coming into the tournament. They're the second team ever to win their first 5 NCAA tournament games by run rule. The only other team, 1995's Arizona Wildcats, who were the national runners-up. A title that was won and later vacated by UCLA. Speaking of the Wildcats, an Arizona transfer, Dakota Kennedy. One of the 6 seniors in the Arkansas lineup today.
Ball.
Kennedy, a multi-time All-American, ending her career with Arkansas. Will extend her softball career in the AUSL. She's had a magnificent tournament, 11 hits, 11 RBIs, and she powers this one foul for strike 2.
It was a big deal for Arkansas's season in the Oklahoma series whenever Dakota Kennedy went down with an injury in game 1. Their team, you could tell, just looked a little bit shocked. She looked shocked, looked like she was in a lot of pain, and just being there calling that game. I even wondered, is she going to come back this season?
She's down looking here, and a second strikeout for Taylor Tinsley, who's got 5 up, 5 down.
Being able to get inside this screwball, paint the outside corner with Lefty Ramirez, her left-handed catcher, framing that pitch up, and just surprising Kennedy on the outer half.
Kennedy had not struck out in the tournament. She struck out 3 times in her last 4 trips to the plate. Now strike 1 to Carly Davison. A Razorback captain with 4 homers, 6 extra base hits in the NCAA tournament.
Ball. Less than half a ball.
Tinsley looking to really demoralize this Arkansas team. Trying for a perfect inning after her team put up 9. And what's in your head here if you're a Razorback player? What has to be in your head to try to chip away here?
Just calmness and trying to find a way to get on base any way you can. It's not about hitting the long ball. One home run is not going to tie up this game or win it. So just finding a way to get on base, get to Taylor Tinsley, make her throw a lot of pitches, trying to wear her down, extend these at bats, knowing that the pen is not deep behind her.
3-1. That's ball 4 as we go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, you can tell how much Taylor Tinsley means to this UCLA team, guys, and especially to her head coach, Kelly Inouye Perez. She got emotional after UCLA won their regional weekend, just talking about Taylor and why she stayed with Megan and Jordan, this senior class that has meant so much, not only to Coach Inouye Perez, but to these young Bruins who have come in and matured so much from the beginning of the season.
Pitching Alyssa for 17th straight game, carrying this down. Ground ball through the box. There's a base hit. Natalia Rijo has the first Arkansas knock. Well, Taylor Tinsley came in here as a freshman. Kelly Inouye Perez said she learned from Megan Faremo and Brooke Yanez. She didn't have the biggest role, but when Megan Faremo graduated, said it's your turn to carry on this tradition, a tradition that has all kinds of incredible links in the chain. Faremo, of course, working with Rachel Garcia and then passing that on to Taylor Tinsley. Kelly Inouye Perez said maybe the innings are a little higher, but this is not new. Taylor Tinsley has put UCLA softball on her back.
There were times even last year that the pitching staff got injured, and Taylor Tinsley did just that, put the staff and the team on her back, and a lot more was put on her. But I mean, nothing like this, right? This is just different. The injury situation, you feel like, all right, I'm going to carry the team for maybe a few weeks here, and the other pitchers are going to get healthy, they're going to come back. Taylor Tinsley has had to carry this team for the entire season. They have a couple of pitchers back behind her too that have had some times here and there, but when push comes to shove, it's going to be Tinsley in the circle. She wants the ball, and Kelly Inouye Perez has that deep belief in her because Tinsley has that deep belief in herself.
These teams are trying to get to the Women's College World Series Championship Finals beginning Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific on ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all NCAA championships. Tinsley with a strike to Kaylee Wyckoff, who had a second inning home run yesterday. One swing and it at least gets a little more interesting here.
And Taylor Tinsley, her body and what she put into her body, she's gotten into the best shape of her life in order to take on all these innings. Kelly Inouye Perez said that all the way back in February, really challenged herself in the fall, wanted her bullpens to be challenging with Lisa Fernandez. And so she is in the best shape of her life. And when you have those bullpens with Lisa Fernandez, you mentally get in the best mental shape of your life too. She really has pushed these players, or these pitchers, I should say, to get even more out of them.
3-2 here. Davison and Rijo will be off and running with a pitch, which is taken for ball 4. So 3 straight 2-out base runners for Arkansas. Kennedy Miller, the number 9 batter, will try to get something back out of this inning.
Alina Garcia, the shortstop, going up to talk to Tinsley, something that she told us she's been doing more in the postseason and in the month of May, maybe even in the end of April, just going in to calm her down.
Ball.
I don't know if it's too early to say this, but I imagine UCLA fans are thinking it. This is a program that can hit the ball out. 9 grand slams a record, highest scoring team ever. High fly to shallow left center for Miller. And that's caught. I was going to say Cal Baptist had a 10-run inning against UCLA in regionals, but Tinsley gets out of it here with 3 stranded. Megan Grant continuing to extend her spot in the record books, has already homered tonight. She'll give it another go in the 3rd. Megan Grant's got a few World Series home runs. They're not just any old World Series home runs. Took the two-time NFCA National Pitcher of the Year deep in 24. The two-time SEC Pitcher of the Year, Carlin Pickens, deep a year ago to tie the game, controversially. And yesterday, the SEC Pitcher of the Year, Jocelyn Brisky, for number 41. So freshman Sailor Timmerman, consider yourself honored, as Megan has indeed been granting wishes for home runs day in and day out this season. The previous record, 37. Laura Espinoza nearly 3 decades ago for Arizona. And Grant, who is due up third this inning, not only broken that record, she shattered it. 42 home runs on the year out of her 71 hits. Jolena Lamar first, then Riley Slimp and Grant against the All-American Robin Herron. And a strike to Lamar, 1-1.
And to have home runs against that list of pitchers on this stage tells you the mindset that Megan Grant has had up at the plate. So consistent, so calm, so routine oriented that keeps her just in a good place to go up against those pitchers and have her best ABs. And you can see it with the routine when she gets on deck, when she steps into the box. But I also saw it when there was a home run chase going on between Kendall Wells and Megan Grant earlier in the season. Kendall Wells, a freshman at Oklahoma, who was leading the way in terms of the highest amount of home runs for most of the season. But she started to slow down, and Megan Grant started to speed up and chase that record by Laura Espinoza. And oftentimes when you see hitters that we've seen in the history of our sport get close to those records, they slow down. They're not getting pitched to. Maybe the pressure and the expectations get to them. Kind of saw it in Kendall Wells. She started to slow down, but Megan Grant almost sped up when she was approaching that record and got even closer, and she ended up getting it.
Ball. It was a 3-person chase for a little while. Jordan Woolery was right in behind her. Jordan right now is at 34. Kendall Wells ended with 39, hit 2 in the Supers. Game 1 against Mississippi State, but obviously Oklahoma did not make it here. Swing and a miss. Herron back-to-back Ks as she gets Lamar to start the third.
Good changeup here and a really good height for it. The changeups that she's thrown in her relief outing to this point have been a little bit higher and up in the zone, trying to find that strike zone and get strikes called, because UCLA has been so patient. But that's what she gets to do when she works from ahead. See, there's that higher changeup that's more up in the zone when she needs a strike. Robin Herring can throw one of the best changeups in the country. It's a pitch that I'd like to see her throw a little bit more, and she is. Back-to-back changeups. The 9-1 hitters make it 3 in a row.
Two strikes on Slimp, ground out the walk. Ball.
Just several in a row. And this is what, UCLA was scoring so fast in that last inning. But when Robin Herring came in, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was I want to see more changeups from Robin Herring, because UCLA was just so on time with that. Keep throwing that changeup. That's why she threw multiple in a row.
First hard stuff. Slimp gets here, a base hit to left. And here's Megan Grant for a third time. Well, it's already been a decorated season for the self-nicknamed Chef Megan. Already a national championship year. Part of the UCLA women's basketball team, which took home their first title. Megan appeared in 14 games for that team. Had to miss quite a bit of fall ball workouts. So trying to be a double champ this year. As she swings and misses, a rarity. Good pitch by Herron. It's 0-2.
The one on that changeup, and there she is wearing that UCLA basketball uniform.
Megan talked about how being part of the basketball team freed her up mentally and emotionally. She also said learning about how to be a role player for that team has really helped her develop into a better leader for this softball team as well.
She grounds one foul here, still 1-2.
There was a great article by Charlotte Gibson on ESPN.com about Megan's journey as a basketball player and bringing all the good vibes with her to the basketball team. Just such a awesome moment for her to still get to go and celebrate with the basketball team after they won a national championship when she started to play softball games and they went on to finish the season. But it was her good vibes to the team and showing them more of like the culture piece, right? Like she realized early on that she wasn't going to be on the same level as her teammates on a basketball level, but she realized that she needed to bring something else. So she had a joy that radiated throughout the locker room and helped create stronger bonds with that team on and off the court.
Grant gets a very low pitch and golfs it out of play. Still 1-2 against Robin Herron. A fantastic catch out there. Corey Close, basketball head coach, wanted to add a practice player. And so Kelly Inouye Perez and Megan Grant, the coaches, got together. Thought maybe that basketball training could help Megan get in great shape for softball season. Mission accomplished all around. Fighting here with Herron. She fouls off another 2-strike pitch.
Well, in that same article, it's just a great article by Charlotte Gibson. She talked about that she has on her dashboard 3 yellow sticky notes with writing in Sharpie that say, walk with purpose, only your best, and God is great. Just reminders in her car on those sticky notes of her purpose and to keep her centered. You see and feel how centered she is as a player and as a hitter and as a senior on this team.
She's too focused to remember to hold on to the bat there. Ball picked it up. Herron's pitch skips way far in front of home plate. A wild one from Robin Herron sends Slimp to second. Kennedy Miller's going to exchange softballs here with plate umpire Matt Dial as this All-American battle will go into a ninth pitch. Slammed foul.
Well, left-handed pitching has been a tougher matchup for her this year. Coming into the World Series, batting .381 versus left-handed pitchers versus .480 versus righties. And only 2 of her home runs have come off of a left-handed pitcher.
They're all locked in right now, all the chefs. Pitch number 10 and on her fists. Such a quick bat. The routine in between every pitch for Megan and her sous chefs. Getting started a little early. On the ground to second. Finally a ball put in play, and Grant is retired by Carly Davison. So double-digit pitches in that sequence. 1 by Herron, and there are 2 away as Slimp skitters over to third. Ball 1 to Jordan Woolery. And Miller's going to go chat with Herron. Seems insurmountable, and perhaps it is, but UCLA by far has the worst ERA of any team at this World Series. The other 7 teams in the top 13. UCLA's 141st in ERA. 436, and again, it just did not build any depth in the staff this year. It's going to be Tinsley all the way down. Ball. And it'll be Arkansas's top of the order for second time in the bottom of the third.
Jordan Woolery, I mean, just what a complete hitter that she has been with the numbers that she has put up that we have not seen in our sport as well. Only one player has had more more RBIs.
Ball.
It's barely hit by a pitch there. And you're Robin Herron, you go inside of Jordan Woolery, you have to go hard in. And sometimes it's just get a clipper a little bit like that.
So the second Bruin to be hit by a pitch. That's 6 free passes out of 21 batters. 7 hits, 9 runs. And Alina Garcia takes in the dirt. Kennedy Miller's working overtime. Miller was behind the plate yesterday for all 133 pitches in 9 2/3 innings. I just can't help but wonder what an emotional takedown that loss was for Arkansas last night.
Ball.
Another one that skips way in front of the plate for Herron. Courtney Deifel said after the game that she knew how resilient this team was and how resilient they've responded all year. She said, I think we expect the sun's going to come up tomorrow, and I choose them every day, seeing how they fought. But they are going to have to fight like nobody's ever fought back at the World Series before to extend their stay to Sunday.
Two balls, one strike.
2 on, 2 out. Garcia's homered and popped out.
Ball.
Inside, ball 3.
You see that each of these UCLA hitters have just very intentional routines. You see Garcia looking out toward the right foul pole, and then she touches her belly, and then she brings her left hand back up to her bat.
Ball.
And that routine ends with another walk. Now the bases are filled with Bruins for Brie Alejandre. So routine oriented, so process driven, all that stuff that sounds like cliches, but it's part of the reason Lisa Fernandez has worked so well with this team, working individually, hitter to hitter, on their routine, on their motor preferences, their stances, their swings.
Ball.
They've worked well, very mechanically from hitter to hitter. They've worked mentally hitter to hitter, and the result's been an offense the likes of which the game has never seen before. From maybe the greatest ever in the sport.
And for 3 years now, Lisa Fernandez has been in charge of this offense. A lot of people think of Lisa Fernandez and they think of her as a pitcher, but also had a great season as a senior, hitting over 500, a 0.25 ERA alongside that. So she could swing it too. You think of Lisa Fernandez and her changeup and her competitiveness in the circle, but she could swing it too. And there's probably nothing that Lisa Fernandez can't do as a softball player. She is the GOAT.
Started 96 games in college, completed 95 of them.
Ball.
It is preposterous to see 93-7 with a 0.22 ERA career and go, yeah, that's the person working with the hitters. 2-2 for Alejandre. Bases loaded, 2 now.
Ball.
In the dirt, skips away from Miller. Here comes Slim to the plate. It's 10-0 Bruins. Herron has not had command in this inning, skipping pitch after pitch off the Oklahoma dirt, and this wild one adds to the UCLA lead.
Changeup that just ends up in the dirt, and Kennedy Miller, who's usually so good at picking those pitches, gets past her. Slim, nobody has scored more runs in a UCLA uniform than Riley Slim, breaking Natasha Watley's record.
Swing and a miss. She gets control of the changeup. 1 pitch later, another run for UCLA, trying to stay alive in the World Series. A star-studded showdown in the circle tomorrow. Some of the pitchers we may see. Nigeri Kennedy at the World Series for a 4th time. Carlin Pickens, a 2-time SEC Pitcher of the Year. Tennessee, Texas Tech, 3 Eastern, 2 Central in the winners bracket. Then this season's SEC Pitcher of the Year, Jocelyn Brisky, a #1 Alabama, against the 2-time national champion and USA Softball Player of the Year, Jordy Fromm. What a ridiculous embarrassment of riches tomorrow. Nyjah and Carlin, 3 Eastern on ABC, Tech and Tennessee. And then Jordy Fromm, who went the distance, all 10 innings in a World Series debut for Nebraska against Jocelyn Brisky and Bama, 7 Eastern on ESPN. We don't know if all 4 of those will start. Good chance to see all 4 pitch at some point, but we've been talking about the offenses all year. You were a 2-way player, but I know you're a pitcher at heart. It's got to be a pretty special thing for you to see those 4 aces potentially in the circle tomorrow. And the winners of those games, as Johnson flies out, will be just 1 win away from the championship series.
Yeah, and you can kind of look at things and think, all right, maybe we're going to see a couple of pitchers duels tomorrow. But with offense and the way that it's been this year at historic levels, maybe the hitters get to those pitchers tomorrow and put up some runs, and maybe we'll have an offensive clash.
What else is so fun for the neutral observer tomorrow, and obviously the fans of those teams too, but you've got some new blood here on the World Series stage. We had a first-time champ in Texas beating Texas Tech last year. And 3 of the 4 teams in the winners bracket have never won the national championship. The only team that has is Alabama, and that was 2012. It's been a little while now. Texas Tech to the finals last year, and then Tennessee and Nebraska, the 2nd and 3rd most appearances among teams who've never won a national title. 0-2 Taylor Tinsley to Brindley Bain. Tinsley bobbles his ground ball, recovers in time for the out. No Oklahoma for the first time since 2015. No Oklahoma or Florida for the first time since 2007. 19 years since we've had a World Series without the Sooners or the 2-time champion Gators. And the 2 teams who are here for the first time, Mississippi State and Arkansas, are in danger of the dreaded 2-Q. Mississippi State shut out today by Texas.
Ball.
And Arkansas hoping to avoid the same fate against UCLA.
Well, it seems like Texas Tech's offense has just been on their own mission. I mean, them scoring 8 runs to come back against Ole Miss in historic fashion in the regional just seemed to wake up their offense in a big way.
Ella McDowell to short. Taylor Tinsley, a perfect 3rd inning. UCLA 2 innings away from a run rule. A rout here against the Razorbacks.
Welcome back to the NCAA Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye-Perez. Coach, you told your team to come in loose to enjoy this moment. It's 10-0 going into the fourth. What have you seen?
I mean, we're at our best, obviously, when we're loose. We've got a very young team. You know, for a lot of them, it's the first time they're here at the World Series. We're a little tight yesterday, as expected. But, you know, I said, you know, the ability to settle into their game, and you showed up from the very, very start. You know, we're committed to being able to do that.
It may sound like a silly question, but what's the biggest challenge being up 10-0 at this point on this stage?
I mean, to stay locked on for me is having Taylor attack the strike zone and not let them give opportunities to get back into this ball game. But you know, I like where we're at. We're putting ourselves in a position to continue to have quality at bats. We're simplifying the games. We got to throw strikes. We got to have quality at bats. That's it. This game is not over.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Kelly Inouye-Perez, only 4-9 facing elimination at the World Series, hoping for win number 5 in those spots today. And the Bruins, 9 runs second inning, tied for the second most by any team at the World Series. They did it in 2010 against Florida. They did it in '92 against UMass, the most runs ever in a World Series inning. Florida had a 11 spot against Alabama in 2011. There's Kenaya Bragg in a 10-0 game against Robin Herron.
Ball.
Bragg with a 2-run double, hit by a pitch as well. She's in the 6th spot. Lefty Ramirez 2 for 2. Sujin Berry a 3-run homer after that. Reminder of the softball run rule for those of you new to the sport or rejoining us here for late May. If a team leads by 8 runs or more at the end of 5 innings, the game is over. And with the burden on Taylor Tinsley, UCLA is at an extra imperative to do that. Because if things go according to plan, Taylor Tinsley will throw every pitch at this World Series for UCLA.
And UCLA is just working the count so much better, and their 6-3 loss against Alabama. Jocelyn Brisky in 7 innings only pitched 90 pitches. And we are definitely over that at this point in the game with the 3 Arkansas pitchers who have thrown.
It feels like we're closer to 900 right now. Aaron gets her 4th strikeout. Yeah, Brisky didn't walk a batter either, Amanda. I mean, UCLA has obviously all this great power. They have a team on base percentage of .492. They did not walk. They were barely even in deep counts. There's only 1 3-ball count in the whole game. And today, 5 walks plus a couple of hit batters. Lefty Ramirez 2 for 2. High into shallow center. Regan Johnson's there for out number 2.
And I remember early in the season when we had UCLA at our Clearwater Invitational Tournament, that was the 2nd weekend of season in February. There was a day that UCLA lost both games and really just didn't have control of either of those games. It was probably one of the toughest days in UCLA history when it comes to getting beat and how they got beat. And Coach Inouye-Perez said that they had a direct conversation with the team after that day. She told them, the greats in our program have had the hardest moments and have failed. They've been in tears, they've had doubts themselves. And she said, I can't wait to see who we become. And when you think about what UCLA has become, they truly found their identity as the season went on to be able to put up these gaudy run numbers, home run numbers, and fight for Taylor Tinsley in the circle, fight for each other, fight for whoever is in the circle on any given day. They found their identity in this high-scoring way.
Berry down swinging. Herron starting to figure it out a little bit. The Razorbacks need some runs, and they need them quickly.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. Joined now by the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, Courtney Deifel. Coach, I just heard you telling your team, keep fighting. What has the message been to them throughout these last few innings?
Just to stay the course, put your head down and fight. You know, if we have an out, we have a chance, and we just got to string some really great at-bats and try to hold them on the other side. So there's still time in the game, so we still have life.
Robin seems to have settled in since you put her into this game. What have you been telling her about this UCLA offense?
Just stay focused on executing the pitch. Just stay focused on executing the pitch, work your defense, and just feel it really nice out of your hand.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Whippick.
Courtney Deifel taking Arkansas to the World Series for the first time. And certainly this is a mountain to climb, but you know what was a mountain to climb? Taking over a school that was 1-23 in the SEC in her first year and getting into the Super Regionals just a couple of years after. The Deifel effect has been strong. 9 regionals, all 5 Super Regionals, the first World Series in Arkansas softball history. 6 of the 8 40-win seasons in Arkansas history have come under Courtney Deifel, and since 2020, the last 7 seasons, including the short in 2021, Arkansas is one of only 6 programs ranked in the top 25 at our ESPN.com poll every single week. Well, it's been a matter of dominance at times, but it's always been, in the last 7 years, one of the most consistent programs in the nation. And it was a matter of time before Arkansas was going to get here. Tiana Bell down to third. That is a fair ball. And Bell will lead off the 4th with a base hit off Taylor Tinsley.
It's the top half of the ball and just drives it into the ground, drives it past Alejandre. When Tiana Bell swings, we talked about this yesterday, she just swings so freely. Even that ground ball was over 70 miles an hour off the bat. High exit velocity off her bat.
Could be the final at-bats for these seniors if this game remains in a run rule state. Tiana Bell and Dakota Kennedy, who were 8th grade travel ball teammates, went their separate ways. Bell to Cal, Kennedy to Arizona, and reunited here in their final collegiate season. Kennedy to the right side. Bragg will flip over to first, and Bell is into second.
Well, it's good to see Bragg with some range over there after the right leg injury that we saw her have even before the World Series, but when she came out of the game yesterday, an important piece in this infield for UCLA, and I like the way that she moved toward that ground ball.
Strike into Carly Davison. Carly Davison with our hitting coach DJ Gasso was lingering in the background there. Reunited. They were together at Utah freshman year. Made it to the World Series together. And Davison hoping that will not be her final World Series at-bat. Another senior here who makes it out. I know it's been a difficult night. DJ Gasso, the son of Patty Gasso, the Hall of Fame Oklahoma coach, has totally changed the way this program thinks about, teaches hitting in his time.
Turn them into an offensive machine, and it's been there just a few years, but Courtney Deifel gives a lot of credit to her coaching staff to get this Arkansas program to where they are.
Hot shot to short. Garcia robs Rio. It's all working for UCLA. More than just big bats, this all-around Bruin team is 3 outs away from a Sunday date.
Their faces look different. Their swings look different. Their at-bats look different. But this Garcia play, that has always been the same for UCLA. UCLA rolling. Look at these celebrations.
Coming up on SportsCenter after the game, highlights and reaction from both Women's College World Series games, a discussion with Amanda Scarborough about what the winning side showed today. An historic day in college baseball. We'll take you through the highlights, plus the Hurricanes headed to the Stanley Cup Final. John Butchiegross here to preview that. Kevin, Amanda, as I just told you in the break, I don't think we're headed to extras tonight. UCLA jumped out early and often.
But if we are, just blow up the whole rundown, Scott. We'll see you maybe in an inning. UCLA leads by 8 after 5. It would be a run rule, and right now they're leading by 10 after 4. By the way, one of the things that SVP was alluding to there, historic day in baseball. UCLA, the #1 seed in college baseball, lost its opener today 3-2 to St. Mary's. So this is a nice little reprieve for some Bruin fans who've had a tough day, as they lead by 10, and it's fouled away by Jolene Lamar. So the UCLA baseball team will have to come out of the losers bracket, as the UCLA softball team will, but off to a very good start. We show you this stat every year on day one. It's right around 90%. It's 38 out of 42 champions that have won their opener, which means 4 teams have started 0-1 and then brought home the trophy. And one of those 4 teams was UCLA. So they can draw on a little history here back in 2003. This ball smacked to right by Lamar, near the pole, into the roadhouse. Extra loaded nachos as Jolene Lamar goes the other way. The 4th UCLA home run of the night. It's 11-zip. And Mom Marissa Young, the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, loving every minute of it.
Look at that big smile for her daughter. So cool to see her hit a home run on this field. Marissa Young has also coached Duke on this field, bringing him to the World Series for the first time. But opposite field power for Lamar out of the 9-hole. And when we say that UCLA can hit 1 through 9 and drop bombs 1 through 9, that's not just a cliche. We mean it. This is home run number 14 for Lamar out of the 9-hole. Throwing her hands up. UCLA has just been so locked in.
Ball.
And they are a very young team, as Kelly Inouye Perez likes to remind folks. They're more than just Grant Woolery, though that's a huge part of it. So many sophomores and freshmen contribute here. And Lamar, a freshman, looks like she has a chance to be a huge, huge star in this program. Riley Slimp batting now as a sophomore and already an All-American. So they're probably not going to hit 206 next year without Grant Woolery, but if this offense retains the core, it will still be one of the most powerful lineups in softball. And congratulations, Mom. A World Series coach with Duke, and now the parent of a World Series home run hitter. Out of play, 2-2. That's an extra special home run delivery right there.
That is, and her dad James with Marissa Young taking it all in at the top of the concourse.
And this might feel extra sweet for Marissa because her Duke team is not here because they lost to Arkansas. So maybe a little measure of family revenge tonight.
I think you're onto something there. So cool.
Just great. Nothing better at the World Series than seeing Mom and Dad look over a home run ball. She has done one of the best coaching jobs in the country, starting and turning this Duke program into a national power.
She just said, I just told him, James, her husband, that I hit one when I was on this field and it went to right field too. So neat.
Riley Slimp strikes out. Because Marissa Young was more than just a coach. She was a great player, played at Michigan. Big Ten Player of the Year 2003. It's amazing what this game can do. Megan Grant, amazing what she can do in this game.
Ball.
Ball one from Robin Herron. Herron has struck out 6 in relief, allowed 2 runs. All things considered, she's pitched very well.
Ball.
Burnham gave up 4, Timmerman 5.
So you see a lot of chef hats in the stands, even some signs that say Chef Megan. There's a reason for that. She gave herself the nickname Chef at 11 years old. We talked about her winning that basketball national championship with UCLA. That was a sport that she loved. She wanted to be like Steph Curry growing up. She said, I'm going to be Chef Curry as a basketball player. Then softball took over. She said, that works. So her Instagram handle is @ChefMeganCookin. I would say she's been cooking all season long, and it just stuck.
Cooking, sauteing, Alyssa grilling, flambeing, whatever you want. She's walking here. She's got not only 42 homers, but now 75 walks. And that's in the top 10 in Division I history, too. She'll be removed for a pinch runner. UCLA wins this, they'll play Sunday night, and they would play against the loser of tomorrow's first game, Texas Tech and Tennessee. Which means the Bruins are going to get either Carlin Pickens, Sage Marjeko, Aaron Newer, the Tennessee pitching staff, or the 1-2 punch of Nigel Kennedy and the former Bruin, Caitlin Terry. That could be a matchup on Sunday night if Tennessee wins tomorrow. Maybe looking at Caitlin Terry against UCLA. Texas Tech beat UCLA at the World Series last year, and so did Tennessee. So whoever UCLA plays, assuming they hold on to this game, either they'll play the team that handed them their first loss to the World Series last year, Texas Tech, or the team that eliminated them in walk-off 9-inning fashion in Tennessee. So the Bruins are 3 outs away from a chance to exercise some demons. Line foul by Willery, 2-1.
Just constantly communicating with Lisa Fernandez there in the third base coach's box.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And she is in every pitch. We talked about this yesterday, but Lisa Fernandez looks like she's almost a defender over there in the third base coach's box with the way she leans in.
Yeah, and Amanda, as things have gotten quieter as the night progresses, I can hear more and more of what she's saying to her hitters. I mean, she's still coaching like it's 0-0 top of the first inning. It is a sight to see. The true GOAT competitor, all the above.
And you see her wiggling her fingers there as she leans in. And could possibly, you just never know, because we're not in the dugout. We don't know what that means, but always trying to look for a pitch grip, some kind of giveaway, some kind of tell for what the pitcher is throwing or a sign. Those fingers are like jazz hands down there.
Ball.
Didn't wiggle him that last pitch, and that was a changeup. Remember when we talked about how on time UCLA looked? And they scored 9 runs in the second inning. Maybe having a good idea of what's coming. Maybe that means nothing. Only Lisa Fernandez and the team will know.
Ground ball to short. Rijo gets the out at first. The art of pitch picking. It is legal. It is something that a lot of the great teams do. And their base coaches, maybe from the dugout, try to pick out a pitch grip or something else in the motion. And find ways to signal that to the hitter. Some of it's legitimate, some of it's just mind games. What are teams looking for? They're looking to pick a pitch.
Maybe a grip coming out of the backswing, maybe a different way that a pitcher holds her wrist or holds the ball within the glove when she goes to get the grip. Robin Herron exposes her hand.
Garcia to short. Arkansas needs 4 runs before 3 outs. UCLA is in a run rule position. The Razorbacks trying to save their season.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
So here's a deep drive to center, and Alina Garcia has just put a jolt into those Razorbacks. Buried to left field, got her barrel to it, got it over the wall. Grand fly ball, center field, 42 is in the bleachers, and it's a second inning runaway. 13 batters, 9 runs, 3 homers in that second inning for UCLA, the most historic home run hitting and scoring offense in college softball history. 9 of the 11 runs they've scored tonight. Taylor Tinsley on the other side has allowed just 2 hits, 2 walks. And UCLA is 3 outs away from a run rule win and a World Series shutout on this elimination Friday night. Tinsley to Kaylee Wyckoff, who slaps one through the left side. And the Razorbacks get the leadoff runner on in the 5th.
Well, I have a feeling that Arkansas is not going to make this easy on Taylor Tinsley. Their goal right now is to score 4 runs in this inning.
Only been shut out once this season, April 10th against Ole Miss. Only run ruled once this season, April 19th against Oklahoma. They've run ruled 26 teams. They've only been run ruled once.
Ball.
Low to Kennedy Miller. The last base hit was for Wyckoff, a senior. One of 5 seniors in the lineup who will exhaust eligibility after this year. Reagan Johnson, one of them, will get an at-bat next. Down to third. There's one. On to first, the new second baseman, Mia Phillips. And the call is safe by Robbie Guest. So only a 5-4 fielder's choice. And we're going to get a challenge from UCLA.
UCLA challenging the safe call at first base. That play is under review.
Bri Alejandre to Phillips, 5-4 for the first out. And they did not get the second.
Really close. That's a great live call by our first base umpire, Robbie Guest, to get that one right live, because that was bang, bang.
There's how it looked from Robbie's vantage point.
Yeah.
We appreciate the umpires wearing the cameras for us to give us these amazing up-close looks, to take you inside the hat. Susan Eads wearing one down at third. And there's Robbie's over at first.
We should wear one of those.
Announcer cam? The nonsense people would see from announcer cam.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. UCLA has 0 challenges remaining in the game.
Must be a lot of looking at screens, announcer cam.
So true.
I fear. So UCLA drops a challenge, and they're out of challenges for the game. Arkansas will bring out a pinch runner, Casey Wood. A junior Wood into the game, and here's Reagan Johnson. Likely her last Arkansas at bat. Courtney Dyfel called her probably the fastest player we've ever had in our program. The only Razorback with multiple 70-hit seasons. She has 3 of those, and the most hits in Arkansas history. Senior from Texas, who's played a Gold Glove caliber center field in her career, and has been right at the top of the lineup for 4 years here for Arkansas. 284 hits, a Razorback record. Said the key to slapping hits is the only thing that goes through my mind. Something my dad put in my head since I was little. Take the pitcher's head off. Down to first, Woolery. And Arkansas has got an out left in its season. A Razorback team that finally got through here. If you knock long enough, Courtney Dyfel told us, the door is going to open. They were stunned by Ole Miss, a team that did not have a top 16 national seed last year. Robin Herron and Peyton Burnham got food poisoning around 3 a.m. the morning of game 1, severely limited their ability to pitch. They lost that series in 3. And Courtney Dyfel, who's a national champion player at Cal and made the World Series 4 times as a Cal catcher as a player, had not been here in about 15 years. She was a GA at Oklahoma. Didn't want to come here until she could bring a team back to OKC.
Ball.
And it feels right to have her here. Her sister Amanda Scott, a Fresno State Hall of Famer, pitched here 3 years in a row, 97 to 99. Courtney Scott played here the next 4. 7 straight years of the Scott family. Bain into shallow center field, and Garcia makes the catch to end a UCLA run rule. A Bruin rout in this elimination game, the largest shutout win in 152 games for UCLA at the World Series.
This offense was unstoppable tonight. Looking back, I can't even believe that they went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning, and 2 of those outs were Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery, because that second inning where they scored 9 runs was one of the biggest innings on this stage that I've ever seen. And I feel for Robin Herron and the seniors, and where the seniors took this Arkansas program to places it's never been before. Finally getting over the hump, finally getting over the heartbreak to get to end their career, not at Bogle Field, not in Fayetteville, but in Oklahoma City.
Courtney Dyfel trying to keep the emotion steady. One of the most magnificent coaching jobs in the country, and an Arkansas fan base that has responded. They were really loud last night, got taken out of the game early tonight, but they have turned into an incredible softball community. Arkansas will be back. They have built the program to do it, but they are 2 and out in their World Series debut. And UCLA is rolling on. Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance on a 4-homer night for the Bruins. Megan Grant with a record 40 seconds.
Bombers showed up tonight. And Megan Grant, when she hits one, doesn't it just feel different? Off her bat, the celebration, making sure she touches home plate, doing it as a senior in that UCLA uniform.
And she is with Alyssa Lang.
Megan, you're the new career home run leader for UCLA softball. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. Shout out to Stacy Newman. I mean, her record was set for I don't even know how many years, but she is just a dog. And to be able to break that record, I'm just truly honored.
When Alina got up there, first pitch home run, what did that do for the rest of your team to do what you did after that?
Oh, it was an immediate spark for us. And, you know, Alina does that every time on and off the field. She also does it, you know, defensively too. So she's everything that we needed.
We talk a lot about your offense, but you always give Taylor Tinsley the love she deserves. What does she deserve right now through every single pitch so far at this World Series?
I mean, she deserves the world. She's the one who's got us here. You know, everything we do is for her. You know, she's got that dog in her, as we always say. So everything we do from this point on always is for her.
This team has grown so much from the beginning of the season to where you are right now. You stay alive here in Oklahoma City. Why is this the group that can finish it?
I mean, you know, all we have is each other, and that's all we need. You know, that's all we always say. Culture's really big with us, and as long as we have each other, we have the Bruin bubble, that's all we need.
Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, oh, by the way, Taylor Tinsley, her 33rd win of the year, tied for 3rd in a single season in UCLA history. She had all the run support she needed and then some. So the loser of tomorrow's first game drops into the Sunday night game against UCLA. That means the Bruins will play one of the two teams that beat them at the World Series last year. Texas is awaiting either Nebraska or Alabama, whoever loses that game tomorrow. But the winners bracket games, Texas Tech, Tennessee, Nebraska, Bama, ABC tomorrow afternoon. We get to find out the next pieces of this World Series puzzle. Congratulations again to Mississippi State and Arkansas. First time at the World Series for both schools. Wonderful programs, wonderful building jobs. They will be back. But UCLA is still here. Coverage from Oklahoma City continues tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ABC, but our coverage is not done.